Good morning, Utah. Happy Friday. The time is currently 7:12. We'll begin with your weather headlines, which include the ongoing flood concerns. But for our weather today, we get near seasonal temperatures, but the warming trend, it does continue, and that's going to really ramp up going into this Mother's Day weekend. And speaking of the Mother's Day weekend, could we see some showers and thunderstorms? We'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. But beginning with our ongoing flood concerns, we have multiple flood watches, warnings, and advisories in place. Now, the warnings tell you that flooding is either occurring now or it is expected. The advisories tell us that the waterways that are in the advisories are mainly above action stage and could climb to flood stage, while the flood watches mean that flooding is a possibility. So we have the flood warnings that continue for the Bear River in Rich County, the South Fork of the Ogden River. We also have the flood advisories for the Ogden River below Pineview, the Blacksmith Fork River, and the Bear River near Corinne. We also have the flood watches for the Little Bear River and for the Lower Weber River. Then as we make our way down into southern Utah, the flood warning for the Dolores River has been replaced by an aerial flood advisory, while the flood warning for the Sevier River, that does continue. Now, this is your waterway forecast, but before getting into the numbers here, this was a photo that was shared yesterday by Chris Williams, where you have the Bear River near Corinne, and you can see that it's above its banks, flooding some of that farmland out there. So we definitely have that flooding, and we're mainly expecting minor flooding to above action stage. But for the Bear River near the Pixley Dam in southwestern Wyoming, this is attached to the river flood warning for Rich County that we have. We could eventually see moderate flooding as we get into this upcoming weekend into early next week. So we're keeping a close eye on all of our water levels, and it's important that for all of our waterways that you're keeping a safe distance as they're running high, fast, and cold. But on the other side of the coin, we are seeing our reservoirs and our lakes seeing increased water level rise. Right now at Lake Powell, we're up 15.5 feet compared to this time last month, as that runoff is now working its way down into Lake Powell. And for the Great Salt Lake, we're close to 5 feet of water gain since our record low that was set back on November 2nd. So we're moving in the right direction there, but we're keeping, again, a close eye on those flooding concerns, and we'll continue to keep you posted. As for our weather today, we have that low pressure to the east, high pressure setting up to our west. This high pressure is going to be the main controlling factor in our weather for today. But as we go into this weekend, that high pressure moves to the north. That's actually going to help shove this low pressure back to the west. And that's going to result in some unsettled weather that we'll talk about in just a moment. In the meantime, as you're getting ready to head outside this morning, it looks absolutely lovely. How about this view from Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab? Just seeing that water moving downstream doesn't really get much better than that. That is stunning, to say the least. And here's the view from Deer Valley, looking off to the Uintas, where you have partly cloudy skies above, creating a beautiful sunrise scene on this Friday morning. Temperature-wise, we're very similar compared to what we were talking about this time yesterday, with temperatures ranging anywhere from the 30s to the 50s. So depending on where you are, you're either going to want the sweater or you're going to want the jacket. By this afternoon, like yesterday afternoon, you'll probably be able to shed those layers, as daytime highs will be very close to where they should be for this time of year. Yesterday, daytime highs were at or just a little bit below our seasonal averages. Today, our daytime highs will be at and slightly above our seasonal averages. Most will still see daytime highs in the 60s and 70s. We'll see a daytime high get to 59 in Park City. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for most across the state. We'll see a high of 67 in Emory, 76 in Green River, 69 in Fillmore. Then as we go into the southernmost portion of the state, a nice day for a hike at Bryce Canyon with a high of 61, 86 in St. George, 70 in Blanding, and a daytime high of 74 in Lake Powell. As mentioned, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but as we get into the afternoon, there will be at least a chance that we could see a few showers and thunderstorms, and they'll generally favor the high country, so that's something that you want to keep in mind if you're going into the high elevation for today. The chance for wet weather goes down as we go into tonight, but then going into our Saturday, that low pressure tries to work its way back in our direction. Moisture will start to increase, and we'll be looking at the chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms once again, but there will be a better chance down in our valleys. So let's go ahead and walk you through the long-range futurecast and show you the motions of what's happening in the atmosphere. So again, that high pressure moving to the north, and that's going to help shove this low pressure back to the west. This is what is called a Rex block, so that's going to lead to some unsettled weather, and we're also going to look at those temperatures continuing to warm. A monsoon-like pattern, but it's a Rex block, so not quite a monsoon setup. And each day, as we go through from the weekend into early next week, could bring us a chance for those scattered showers and thunderstorms. I don't think any day is going to be a washout, but that potential is going to be there. So if you have any outdoor plans with mom this upcoming weekend, just make sure you keep tabs on the weather just in case. For St. George, we'll see our daytime highs go from the mid to upper 80s. Then into early next week, daytime highs in the upper 80s and low 90s, holding on to a slight chance from Sunday through the middle of next week. Then along the Wasatch Front, those daytime highs will mainly range in the low 70s for today, middle 70s on Saturday, upper 70s and low 80s for Mother's Day into early next week. And in that best chance for wet weather looks to be on Sunday. Again, not looking like a washout, but keep your eyes to the sky just in case.